Greetings, everybody, and welcome to episode 81 of the Sitcast, aka the Siblings in Cardboard podcast. I'm your host, Noah, joined by my buddies slash co-hosts, Thomas, Donnie, and Justin. Whether you're a veteran card gamer or a first timer just testing the waters, we are all siblings in cardboard. Guys, and I know most of you played this past weekend in a PQ, and some of you just didn't, but how did it go? How have
Oh,
things been?
third time's the charm.
I heard.
Uh, it's kind of crazy because consistently, I think like all but one person in any given group top eights every time we've gone. Because three out of the four of us hit top eight this weekend. It was me, Zach Jensen, Andrew Cook, and Andrew Lorenz who went. And
Take the infamous truck.
we did not take the truck. We took the car. We took Andrew Cook's car, thanks to Cook for driving.
And how did the pairings go since you weren't in the truck? Any team kills?
I mean, there was a little bit of stuff back and forth. It wasn't as egregious like it was the previous weekend, where literally Andrew played only the truck, except for like one round. So he was just beating up on all of us the entire way into top eight the previous weekend. We could get into story time. I'd rather let other people maybe talk about their week a little bit rather than take up the entire front end of the episode.
Mine's pretty quick. I played my League That Means Nothing game yesterday, and it was literally a 3-turn game against Acilio. My Tunic didn't even get to 3. I just got absolutely exploded on their turn 2. I think it was like a 39 damage turn. I blocked 9, still ended like 7 or 9, and then just he had another arcane spell after a bunch of lightning the next turn as well. So it's just literally nothing I could do. The only thing I could have maybe done differently was sequence my first turn slightly differently to end on a Mark of the Black Widow, but he wouldn't ended up marked, so it didn't matter. There's nothing I could have done to win that game. In a little more personal news, I got the final grades for my last class over the weekend, and my 4.0 is not dead. In fact,
All right,
Let's go.
That's great news.
At Full Sail University, you have to keep a 93 or higher in all of your classes, and I got my last few grades from the last week of my class, and I scraped by with a 93.2. And I tell you, man, I cried.
Hey, dude,
I'm a big old emotional guy.
A touchdown is a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to take it, and I'm going to run with it, be happy. I still got my 4.0 through 17 classes out of my 27 class program, and I'm...
Hell yeah, brother.
It feels
we'll
good.
take it.
It feels good.
Congratulations. That means a lot. Hard work.
It means a lot to me. And actually, something else that means a lot to me, the crew at Johns Creek, just a shout out to all of my friends at Johns Creek, especially you, Noah, and our buddy Travis in particular, for helping me put together some stuff. Don't want to get specific, but thank you. Very truly.
Anytime, Donnie. Anytime.
All right, Noah, did you do anything other than open cards this week? I know you've
No,
been opening a lot of cards.
hold on. I opened a lot of cards. No, I played Armory on Sunday. I was a heathen on Mother's Day. I mean, she's in California. I called her. She's fine. It's all good. I got to go fly out.
Fair enough.
I go fly out and help them sometime soon. They might actually crash the Vegas trip because their whole move to Maryland. Well, his move to Maryland. So my brother. So we'll see. It's a coin flip whenever that timing happens. But I went to Armory 2-1. I lost to Jarl. It was funny. It was against Evan, and he had Azalea. We played a mirror match because I was on the bye, and the other guy dropped her. It was the store guy just to get more people in there. I don't know. And so he's like, you want to play for fun? And so I dominated him with Azalea. Like, the matchup was awful. I mean, like, Azalea v. Azalea is like who shot me with the arrow first, and I think I dominated on turn 0, so it was just game over from there.
You know what the gentleman's agreement in Zelia mirrors is, right? You just
no red and ledgers.
Yeah, you just go take red and ledger out and go.
We probably should have done that. So we played.
You guys are scumbags, not gentlemen.
No, I red and ledgered the heck out of them. I mean, like, just no mercy.
Yep.
But it was for fun. And then I went on and I set it across from Florian, D-React Florian, and it was miserable for him. And I was just like, oh, welcome to Dreadboard. So I pretty much could do whatever I want that entire game. Like it didn't matter. I was just sitting there like throwing arrows and blocking whatever felt right, and I was just like, like you just knew. He's just like any reactions, and it's like nope, and it's like, well, I know why. It's okay though. Just
You
pitch
get to
him.
play with your 4 cards a turn, and he gets to
Yeah,
play with 2 cards a turn.
dude,
That usually wins, right?
it's such a wild exchange. And then I had to play against Evan again. He was like, "Oh, do you really want to do Azalea v Azalea?" I was like, "No, I want the Jarl practice." This is before I knew ProQuest was sold out, so there it all goes. But he played Jarl, and he just like he kept seeing left around for 2 turns. I had a really bad turn. Jarl just feels awkward, and then I talked a little bit about afterwards about kind of how to do it. We ran the game back. It wasn't really any much better. Definitely need some practice in the Jarl. Just CLF hurts. The cards hurt. You want to block. You can't use any of your equipment till like the end of the game, and even then, it just doesn't feel impactful. I don't know. The matchup doesn't feel very good, and it all obviously depends on the deck. This was, let put it this way: he literally -1 the headpiece and then searched for the mangle. So he literally took my headpiece on turn 2, or I had to give him the tunic, and I ended up giving him the tunic because I wanted to dominate search. But like then I talked afterwards, should have kept the tunic. I don't know.
Should have kept the tunic.
It just felt awful. Like you lose headpiece turn 2. It's like, okay, it's like I'm not even playing my hero anymore.
No, you just do it blind. You just
Yeah,
click the
that's
button.
true.
Click the button.
You just click the blind button.
Clear eyes, full hearts. Just send it.
But lots of Talishar, lots of Azalea. I really like Azalea. I guess it's more so because I don't have to think about the flooring matchup as Dory, or how to deal with that crap because I just don't want to deal with it. So does it really sidestep it? No, but I feel it's okay to Marionette.
Dory's
to an
good in the
extent.
Florian.
Yeah, but it's like you tech for each other, and what Florian are you really going to sit across from? I don't know.
Surprise,
I'd rather
true.
not deal with that matchup.
Is Dory
but-
good in the Florian?
Yeah,
That
he
doesn't make any sense to me.
Florian's got a bunch of 2-blocks.
And a bunch of D-reacts.
There's a road where Dory can place ultra hyper aggressive and probably
Oh, the
race
stack
Florian
deck.
down.
Yeah, stack deck. It's good into that one. Okay. Sure.
Yeah. But I don't know.
Okay.
I've really been enjoying Azalea. Play a lot on Talishar. Yes, I've been opening a ton of cards with a purpose, and then I hit my New Horizons. So just wanted that.
Yay!
I don't own a New Horizons. Crazy enough. Now I do.
Well, now you do.
There's a really cool blind flip, like super aggressive Azalea that's going around right now.
I haven't checked the stream out yet. I assume it's the one that Will is streaming and fooling around with it. I gotta go check it out. Seems up my alley. But that's what I did. I went
cool.
Armory.
It's a cool deck.
Heat Seeker is a good card.
Oh
People
man,
forgot about that card, but it's a good card.
Oh, let that card go.
Especially when it has pre-meditate on it. My God.
Yeah. Just send it all and then just refill it all. It's fine. There's no issues with that.
Right.
I guess it transitions to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been working on not Florian because that deck's going to get touched on Monday. So I've been working on Verdance for a little bit with one of our other locals. And we have a couple lists going around. We call one of them the Crackhead list. And it's playing a bunch of really, well, when you look at the deck list, you're like, yeah, that's a Crackhead, put that together. So I played that on Tuesday. I went 2-1, losing to the guy I've been working on the deck with in the mirror. I don't know. I think that's one of those where it's like the results are not accurate because you like I won games, but all of them I was just like, this deck sucks, this deck sucks, this deck sucks, and then I would win. But like
Modern day experience.
That's all Earth
except-
Heroes.
Yeah.
But like you can like with like most of the Earth decks now, you can like quantify like, okay, these are the powerful things that the deck is doing. And I can quantify like what the powerful thing is in this deck as well. It's just if you don't hit that power spike, it's really inconsistent. And I just saw that power spike twice and I missed it on the third game. And I don't know if I want to bring that because that's a little too roller coastery. So,
Yeah, I see what you're saying. The peaks and valleys of it. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. We're putting that iteration on hold for now. And we're work on other decks.
We're probably getting to it later, but I think a lot of people are really like on the fence of what to do because nobody really knows how crazy it's going to be. And obviously we'll get to it there. We'll talk about the market impact and all that stuff. So, but Thomas, you did it, right?
Yeah. So I'll go over my matchups because I think the meta was really interesting. It was very diverse. There was no more than 2 of any given hero.
Not that many players.
I think it was 28.
Wow, that's a spread.
Yes.
What was the most surprising hero before you go into the like oh, you're like, whoa, that somebody brought it? Anything crazy?
I'm actually not surprised because you'd think the meta would be kind of oppressive, but it's not. It's pretty open. There's a lot of really good decks that could play into some of these heroes that are doing well right now. I think Assassin's in a really good place, but Assassin is a little weak into stack Florian. So when Assassin's in a good place, but there's a popular deck that they're a little bit weak into, that makes the meta pretty open because you've got this like healthy mix of like disruption, aggro, and defensive. So I played a Slapdash in round 1. I think I made some play mistakes. I probably put too many cards in my deck thinking it might come down to fatigue. They just kind of hit the nuts and had Exodia done by like turn 4 or turn 5. And so they just wore me down. I think I had opportunities to even win at some point, and I just couldn't exploit them and get there. So it took a round 1 loss, already kind of feeling down because I'm like, here we go again. I'm just going to run into Andrew Lorenz on round 3. He's going to put a nail in my coffin again. Then I end up against a Prism, Brett Williamson, who I didn't play against in the previous 2 weekends, but I'd met. The guy always showing up with like chicken and rice. He's got a big bowl of chicken and rice and cucumbers, and he had it the previous weekend too. So he's eating his health food while he's playing. I think he's a little underexperienced. Yeah, go ahead.
It's like, does he like eat mid game?
Dude, he's packing in the calories mid game. He was talking about like the coach he has for his like fitness regimen.
That's kind of cool. Well, like, got to get it done,
dude. He's staying lean and playing Prism. Like,
respect.
So, I feel like I gamed him a little bit on things that he could have known how to counter better. He also brought in Dreamweavers instead of the one that makes the Spectral Shield, which I think is just wrong into Mario, because blocking one more dagger flick can be a really big deal.
Calming Gesture, right? The
Calming Gesture.
Piece? Yeah.
Yeah, that one wasn't too bad. I got it to one of those points where I could eventually just go no blocks and then just offer lethal through no matter how much ward he's able to put up, right? And then if you don't have any way to make a Spectral Shield and you don't have a Spectral Shield out, your angels are just like a flick away of just disappearing, right during reaction step. Then I played against not a local but like an Alabama neighbor, Sean Chambers, who I've been to draft camp with him a couple times, and he was on Syndra, and I don't know if I can recall high rolling as someone as hard as I high rolled him. So I like marked him and leaked a little bit of damage, arsenaled, and then I drew my hand, and it was like this perfect disruptive hand that would discard a death touch to do 3 damage and then play Codex of Frailty and then play the death touch.
Ooh.
So I look at this Syndra, who's Mask Momentum Syndra, and just go, no blocks. She deals me 19 damage off of a 4-card hand. And I'm like, maybe this was a little bit ambitious. I might regret this. I'm already at 21. He's at like 37. And I do my big turn. I Codex Death Touch him. And I've like disrupted him a little bit, ruined his turn. I draw my next hand. And I threw just a gigantic dagger at him, and then I Codex and Death Touch him. And then I crack my Ponder, my second Ponder from my second Codex, and it's a Codex. And then
when you see all 3 Codex,
dude, and I throw another giant dagger at him, and then I Codex, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, Sean, and I Death Touch him for the 3rd time, and at that point he's at like 3.
Oof. He did, in fact, have a death touch.
Dude, I have 1 death touch in my deck, by the way. So I just happened to draw it in.
No, you don't. You played 4.
Dude,
that's right.
Dude, no, I played 3.5, right? Because I discarded 1 for 3 points of value. Mm-hmm. But the fact that you could discard death touch to just, I didn't even pump like a stealth attack or anything. You realize you could discard death touch to pump the clave? It just says assassin attack. You don't get the extra stuff. But I just pumped the clave by additional 4, then Codex Death touched him in the face. Like,
Yeah.
so it was just like 3 turns in a row of like dagger for 12, Codex Death touch. Like, then I played Damien. Damien was on the blind Azalea. And I think that was like a 4-turn game. We just beat the crap out of each other. He took like a cautious turn, and then I did the thing that always happens when you take a cautious turn when you're at 8. You block 2 cards, and then you just get completely ripped open by Tarantula Toxin. And then he died. So then I'm not sure if I'm locked since I lost my first round. I'm against Josh, who is locked. So I play against Josh, and he's already sitting down across from me. And we've been camping Josh on Mario because we're trying to get Josh Law to switch over to Mario. So we made him sit in Discord with us for 3 hours, going over play lines and playing the deck and stuff. He still sits down across me and goes, "I don't know, Thomas. I don't I don't get it,
Dude.
And I blow him up, right?
I don't. How does he not get it? It's Dory. Every card is worth 3, unless it's Toxin. Then it's worth 6.
Well,
like, he should be used to that math by now.
I don't know, dude. The dagger version, the clave and the Chalicera, are you supposed to block the clave? Like, does he want you to block with the clave so you eat a card out of his hand? He just marks you anyway, or maybe he doesn't even care about mark because he's going to throw a command and conquer in your face. There's a lot of things, but so I run him down, and then while we're waiting for top 8, actually, like, we go over the matchup because he's going to play our buddy Zach, and I guess I had maybe sabotaged Zach a little bit because he did lose to Josh in the first round.
Was Zach on Mario?
Yes, he was on Mario as well,
okay.
but on a different list. But it was a squeaker of a game. It was like a 1-to-1 thing between Josh and Zach Jensen in top 8. My top 8 first round was Kano. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Kano's out there, but I run the headpiece for Earth Heroes, or for Florian and Verdance. I run the boots for Vincent, and I was running the chest for Aurora and just didn't think to take it out. So Spellboy 3, yes. And then I open up on the Kano with Kiss of Death for 14, holding a card in hand. No, sorry, Kiss of Death for 11, 12, because I flicked him to get rid of the dagger. So he does.
How many blues are you running in that deck? It's like 18 of them?
Yeah, it's 18 or 19. But
yeah,
he pops off to deal a good bit of damage to me. He's going to do like a little mini combo. He didn't use any equipment or anything, but he had to open the floodgates and a Kindle. So he was like, okay, let's just see if this happens. I go, AB3, and shut it down.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next turn, I'm already like almost threatening lethal, and he has to go for it. And so he tries to go for it so he doesn't get disrupted. And Ragamuffins draws Blazing Aether off the Ragamuffins. Womp womp.
That sounds like his problem.
Yep. And then I kill him from there. There's just nothing he could do about it. Face Josh Law again in top 4. And this one was a much closer game. I think I was at 2 life. And I asked the question again. I'm throwing a Chalicera for 4 and asking Josh, how big do you think this little dagger is going to get? And the answer was it was 14 with -3 on his defense. He made the wrong guess and he died from 10.
It's all right. The Chalicera plus Toxin is perfectly balanced and normal, and everyone's okay with it.
And then
of course.
it's so balanced.
Was he on Dory?
Yeah, super balanced.
Yeah, super balanced.
Was he on Dory?
No, yeah, he's on Axe's Story. So he's
he's on Hatchet's Story.
Yeah, he's making Hatchet's Story look good.
Interesting.
Did Donnie's camera freeze?
Looks like
Or
it.
is he napping?
He just can't believe
That's what happened.
that Josh is on Axe's Dory right now.
He's taking it all in.
You guys still hear me though?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Keep talking.
Okay.
Just
How-
reset the camera. But
How aggressive was his list? While he's trying to fix
I mean, it was just an aggressive 3-swing list. He had a couple D reacts to play against me, but that's not really how you necessarily beat
Take it on the chin though. I mean, like Shelter Sinks, take it on the chin.
Yeah, take it on the chin is so good. Also, bad at the same time.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Because you play the take it on the chin, being like, oh, I gotta cover this attack, and I go flick, and it gets rid of both both points of prevention. So
it doesn't say prevent 2 damage. It says the next source.
But the next source, yeah.
So we talked about it, and we said, okay, in the Hatchets deck, what you need to do is like create 2 vigor tokens and create an agility token, and now you could put down your whole hand and then swing 5 into me. Like, I can't disrupt you if you're giving up your whole hand anyway, and then you swing 5 into me, and then you spend a turn doing that again, try again, agility token, some vigor tokens, and just repeat that over and over again. Eventually you value me down. That's what he did. It was a really close match.
Nice.
Then last round, another rematch into Curtis Roth, again, another neighbor from the Alabama group that I've done some draft camps and stuff with. He's on that OTK Florian. This is the same OTK Florian that almost won the previous weekend. And so we split the gold foil and play the finals for the Living Legend points. And I was 1 turn off of doing the always threatening lethal, and you can't block correctly. If you overblock, then I just arsenal the Tarantula Toxin and pass. And then if you underblock, you die. And he had it 1 turn before me. He birthday caked me for 9. And
did he do go ahead.
It was 9 and 32 rune chance. It was very close. It was 9 and 32. Very, very, very close. If I had another blue or another 3 block in my hand, I get to maintain a card and potentially take him off of having 2 cards in hand the next turn cycle. But I didn't. So I was only able to take 2 cards from him in the next turn cycle, and then he Felling the Crowns me. And after that, he locks me out of the hand for the rest of the game until he eventually just plays 2 Arcane Seeds and overwhelms me with Rune Chance. But we almost got there.
Yeah, I was supposed to say it. I think, was it just make a bunch of Rune Chance, go, and then once you hit the gas, it would stay on the gas, was the idea?
No, he just stacked up to 32 and then hit me with a 9th gate, and then he threw Felling the Crown at me, and then after that, he just made 8 Rune Chance, and I can't do anything about 8 Rune Chance plus an attack.
Yeah, you get 1 blue a hand-ish.
Yeah.
Happens.
Again, it was 1 turn. I looked at my sequence of hands. I'm like, these auto win. I'm going to ask for 5 cards every turn, and you don't have 5 cards. That's just indicator of a good game, right? When you're off by 1 point or off by 1 turn. All right, that was my story time. But I got my Jarl playmat. I split the value of a gold foil.
Jarl playmat.
Yeah.
It's a sick playmat.
It's a really cool playmat.
Did you guys open the gold foil?
We did. It was a Dread Scythe, which was really cool. Curtis bought half off of me. Cool. And so he got a Dread Scythe. He was pretty pumped about it. I got my Valda, finally, that I was questing for. I'm sure you're going to ask to try to buy off me.
That is 100%
I was going to say, I
correct.
need the promos off you for the Battered to a Pulp and all that stuff.
I've already had some people ask for Battered to a Pulp, too, so we'll see.
Because don't worry, those promos are legal for Nats. Yeah, could be me. Yeah, possible.
Okay, so, yeah, I had a great weekend. It was fun. Listen to Dungeon Crawler Carl both ways.
That's never a bad time. That's always good, especially on a road trip. Speaking of road trips.
Yeah, road trip.
Road trip. Gone on a road
to
trip?
the market. No. Decent. We're a decent segue. But before we get into that, because we're not going to forget, affiliate links. That's right. It's crazy. So somewhere in the comments, in the description, there'll be the affiliate link for TCG Player. If you click the link, doesn't take any time, doesn't cost anything. You're going to shop there anyway. And also remember, TCG Player has that credit thing that they're giving away. So store credit on the 16th. Sadly, it'll be before the ban list, so can't do any really fun shopping. But you can do some maybes, some what ifs, some last minute pickups before things go. Some speculation.
You can do some speculation things.
So listen to what we got going on today. it might help you out. But yeah, so there's store credit, our affiliate links. Don't forget the accessory ones as well for dice, sleeves, those big streamer dice, and like binders, portfolios, things like that. So appreciate you using links if you do. I'm definitely gonna buy cards on the 16th, and I'm gonna use the link because it's free real estate. All right. I mean, there's some weird movement. Like, let's be real. There's a couple of things. It looks like there's some people that are wary about some cards that may get banned. But let's talk about kind of where. Let's get Crown of Dominion out of the way. We touched on it a couple times. I just want to keep it in line. $75 for the rainbow foil and $100 for the cold foil. The kind of crazy thing is that the Marvel's at $350 right now. I don't necessarily know if it's selling. At $330 is the highest sold. So,
The
Crown of
blackout,
Dominion's got a lot of stuff. Yeah, the Marvel from Dynasty.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Which we're actively opening too on the Pat Crack series. So, who knows? Marvel Emperor.
Dude, Dynasty packs, you might need to do this. Should I open it or should I keep it sealed soon?
No.
Might need to open those with gloves.
There's no amount of Dynasty that should be left sealed. Just open it. Let's have a good
No,
time.
open packs, but wear gloves.
They are special. They are special cards though. They're starting to get crazy. Credit Dominion. I mean, just keep it on your radar. Again, there's the store credit. Not necessarily, you have to use our affiliate link, but it would be cool. But you might want to take a look at Crown if you're going to use any of the newer heroes with the whole gold. It seems pretty integral. May or may not make the final cut. Pulse Wave Harpoon, just keeping an eye on it. There's like a lightly plated 18, but it's about to be a $20 plus card. I think more just kind of speculation. It's also Dynasty, so nobody get too surprised. It's just a Dynasty Majestic. So let's be real. If the card ever has play, there's not a big volume of them out there, at least right now. So it's just going to kind of go up. I mean, there's really not that many Pulse Wave Harpoons. So might want to keep an eye on that. Don't necessarily know if Puff is going to use them. Some Codex of Frailties have been dropping in price. We've talked about it at 120, 110. It's down to 85 for lightly played. That's actually pretty crazy. It's low. It's a little low.
No, that's what we expect to be normal.
Well,
Is it dropping because people are expecting a reprint?
People are expected to get either reprint or ban, but I think more so the reprint. I don't think it's gonna get banned. I know a lot of people on Twitter or whatever, everywhere's, ban this, ban that, don't ban this. High chance of reprint, I would say. Low chance of being banned unless they're gonna do some crazy shakeups.
There's no in between. Ban or reprint.
Yeah, it's
no changes.
If it's not banned, it's gonna get reprinted. But just keep your eye out on that. I'm not saying you should run out there and buy them like a fire sale. If they get reprinted, obviously it'll lose value. If they get banned, it is what it is.
Pirate Codex of Frailty would be really cool. Just saying.
It would be.
Yeah, pirate theme. That'd be really cool.
I mean, it feels like it fits. Even the Codex of Frailty, the kind of book, it looks sort of piratey, old. It'd be a good fit.
Yeah.
In line with that, though, Codex of Bloodrot has shot up. It's at $20 now, $22, so it has gone up. Ranger, I think it's one of the best ones. I think a lot of games I play Azalea now, I think, what am I doing with this Bloodrot? Yeah, sure, it puts a card face down, lets you flip. A lot of games I actually close by just playing Bloodrot. I mean, it just pings your opponent. It's simply damage that's there. And so they don't get to do the whole value thing where they're like, well, I'll just keep the 2 cards and throw it. Because, no, there's 6 damage on the board that you have to or 4 damage you have to kind of account for with those 2 Bloodrots. So
it makes your 3 blocks block for 2.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you got some value. You get a ponder. You get to put things face down. It all feels pretty good. But keep your eye on Codex of Bloodrot. Naturally, I think this is just a Ranger spec as well as a lot of Assassins. Assassin cards are very healthy. I didn't put them on here, but just know that your Just a Nyx, your Savor Bloodsheds, I mean, they're all roughly around that $20 range, 15 to 20. Nothing crazy on the movement, but just good static value. There is one that's kind of up there, and I just Didn't see it coming, and I do have that on the list. But visit Goldmane Estate, and Guardian cards in general are starting to get a rise, so just keep your eyes out for that. We're getting closer to the Mastery Pack. I traded out a bunch of Guardian cards yesterday, so it was kind of funny because he was like, "Oh, it's like $1 or whatever," and we were like actively looking at it, and I mean, people were buying play sets of 3 for $10, $8. So there is one gold main for $1.75, and then it jumps to $8, $10.
They're really that
so
cheap?
One is. There is one for $1.75. So if anybody wants it,
Well, there's about to be 0.
the thing, yeah, there's like the thing is, it's kind of weird. That's not the only card that had that sort of effect, but it's the first one we're going to talk about. So that definitely went up. And then Seduce Secrets is on the list because of the Kasai list. So it has also gone up. I mean, nothing crazy. $5 plus a card. I think the highest it sold was $10 for a rainbow foil, about $8 for a normal. So some movement on Seduce Secrets. I wouldn't empty the coffers for it just yet.
It's a Cilio card too, right? Right?
It is an Acilio card. I'm playing it right now.
There you go. There you go.
But no, it's for the Kasai list.
In line with the whole Guardians, Terra Sunder, I think is a good card to keep your eyes on. I know there's a lot of Aria out there. There's a lot of Aria, a lot of first edition Aria, not a lot of unlimited Aria, but Terra Sunder's it's $12, lightly played, roughly about $12 to $15. Then Rainbow Foils are roughly the same thing. It's just with the Guardian Mastery Pack, you have no idea, and that's just a staple card. I mean, the card's just amazing. At closing games out, it's a blue block 3. It's like, what more do you want? It dominates. It takes cards. Yeah, it's cracked.
Yeah, it makes your weapon disruptive.
Yes. The assassin card I was talking about is also for ninja, so it could be a double spec, I guess. But I don't know. It's Throw Dagger, so Throw Dagger is up to $20 now and climbing. So, if people are. Oh, speaking of that, thank you, Donnie. There is one card else I wanted to point out because we were talking about it earlier, and I don't think you guys are going to be quite surprised about this. You can't.
Hey, if you tell me any Syndra card is expensive, I'm just going to start walking.
Dude,
off.
Throw Dagger $20.
Have you not been paying attention?
All right. So the Throw Dagger is $20. How much do you think the feet are? The Dragon Scalar Flight Pass. Seriously, like
those can be like.
Okay. Don't look.
35.
Oh no.
I
will
was like,
say
they could
that
be like 70.
I already know because I listened to Staxwell. Shout out to Staxwell and his constant market updates. He's done
I like Staxwell. I listen to him too. Okay, so you're excluded from it because he's going to touch on that. We look at the same thing. So you guys think what, 35, 40?
That's my guess.
I could see 70 just because we know a Dromai is coming back and things like that.
Two days ago, and I was astonished. And actually, somebody messaged me yesterday and was like, "You have any idea why that's going up?" And I was like, 120 for Rainbow Foil. 120. 100.
No.
Dude,
Guys, Dromai's not that fun.
Woke up and I sold out of like the 2 or 3 I had, and I was like, what the heck? They went to the moon. Literally to the moon. Shoo, to the moon. 120 cold foils are 168. Yeah, Syndra is slotting in people's minds as a premier aggro deck. Or maybe Fi. Or maybe a mixture of both. Or
we'll talk about it later.
This has to be a leak. This has to be a leak going into spoiler season. There's just I don't buy it.
But there's no way dragons are coming back this soon.
Someone paid $174 for a cold foil.
Yes. Two-day, $173.99. 2 day. I know, and those boots, I promise you, those boots were not that expensive 2 or 3 days ago.
Good, but they're not like.
Well, hey, they got battle worn. They're pretty good. Pretty good. So, you guys digest
you
that.
consistently break them for about 5 points of value. They are quite good, but they're pretty good. They're Snapdragon Scalers that block for 1.
And do other things. Yeah. I don't know. I got nothing.
That's still an incredible price increase. That might be one of the most ludicrous ones I've ever seen.
Welcome to Flesh and Blood. So throw daggers going up. That's going up. And then the last ones we're going to kind of just talk about some hunted cards. I know there's a reprint coming at some point. Marionette obviously has a lot of focus as well. Hunter's Clave is back to 75 for non-cold foil. I know it has to be one of the most egregious things ever. Like it's criminal to me because you look at the outsider daggers and they're really not that expensive for the Majestic, and for some insane I have to think this is like a surgical extraction. I know they say it's not, but there's just no way. There's just no way. I'm sorry.
Play the deck, man. Feel the power of throwing the clave.
No, I'm just what I'm saying is there's
it's
no
not
way
a surgical
that
extraction.
Yeah,
it's printed at the same rate for a expansion slot card.
Okay,
And that's the issue.
Okay, well that's
Like,
that's a problem.
I agree. It was printed at the rate that they thought was correct, and they try to do the averaging out.
That's a dagger.
I think they just missed on the calculation.
It should be just like the outsiders daggers. The cold foil ones very good, like good prices, and then like the regular Majestic should just be flowing, dude.
No,
it's
a dagger. They need to be printed higher than the outsiders daggers because every Slippy and every Mario wants two of them.
Yep.
Well, yeah,
yeah. And
Nerf Scalpel's like $1. I mean, it'll
I think they misestimated it because normally an expansion slot card is like for a deck max. Sometimes it's worth sometimes an expansion slot card goes into 2 decks, and this expansion slot card goes into 3. So
I don't know. It feels rough. Definitely want to keep your eyes on that. If you're trying to get those daggers, I know it's an arm and a leg. Buy them on the 16th, you get some store credit at least. Like, I mean, like being serious. Like at least you're gonna get some of it back. But and then use the affiliate link too. Seriously, it's like free real estate all across. Call to the Grave continues to go up with more gravy bone speculation as to the card, its integral part. Everybody's really hungry for spoiler season. It's going to come after a probably crazy ban. So who knows? All this stuff is superficial until after the 19th. But Call to the Grave is $40 in climbing. Rainbow Foil is about 42.
That card feels incredible in Levia. I've been playing more Levia recently. Man, that card is so good in Levia.
Just put whatever you want right in there to get scooped up into the banish zone.
Dude, no, it's just Deep-Rooted Evil is one of Levia's most powerful cards, and having 4 of them in your deck and 3 of them are blues that block 2 instead of a yellow that blocks nothing is just so good.
And you can just get the card out of your deck, and even whenever you don't need it, you have Beast Within or whatever to go find.
Yeah. Yep. You can do a Beast Within, so it allows you to put more blues into your deck, but not get bricked on non-6 blues, because you can go, okay, my extra blue is a Call to the Grave. I'll just get a Beast Within and know that it'll be a 6 for my Blood Rush Spell turn.
Mm-hmm. You have another blue in hand, you just go Call to the Grave, go get Beast Within.
Or
get the Beast Within.
The best worst card you could put in Levia, Guardian of the Shadow Realm, the 2 for 6 defense reaction. You could just put that directly into your graveyard instead of drawing it. Ugh, man, drawing that card sucks, but if you could banish it, it's a 1-card 6.
Well, counting the Call to the Grave later, it's a 2-card 6, but that's still really good. That's good rate.
Funny enough, Levia just sometimes has to take these really crappy plays just to fill the graveyard up, and it's fine.
Well, yeah, it's a up down deck, right? You're not just 13 a turn deck. You're 9 one turn, 45 the next.
Right. there's some high peaks for those low valleys that you got to do.
Yeah.
Unless you play Wild Ride and discard your blue.
It doesn't happen all the time. Last card I have is a card that we talk about a lot, but I think it's really prevalent even with the ban list, going into a new meta potentially. It's a generic. It's just we talk about it all the time. But seriously, Weakest Link, guys, you have to. Just find them, just get them. It's one of those things where I believe it's is it part the misfill, right? So you have to understand this now. Who's going to open part the misfill with that many banned heroes for no value for the most part, right? And there's some assassin stuff to find weakest link. Like the supply won't be there unless there's just some psycho who's been sitting on like 400k, and I'm sure there is.
Aren't
but
you
seriously,
like opening Tales of Aria still?
That's just because I
There's
bought
a
it
reason
randomly.
for that.
I just bought it randomly online a long time ago, forgot about it, and then there was a reason to open it.
Yeah, but all the good ice cards are in there. All the good earth cards are in there. Like,
New
there's no
Horizons.
reason to open that set.
This
Yeah,
is
New
the
Horizons
only
is in
reason
there.
why we opened it, and we pulled it. So,
Yeah.
like, we did it. I mean, I'm opening Outsiders too, but that was also for a purpose. I needed 3 tar pit traps, and I wanted to open them myself for Azalea. That was seriously.
Man,
that was the
he's
only
talking
reason.
about good counters to Assassin. Man, that card gives me the heebie-jeebies.
It was just a
Yeah,
really,
that's good.
really poor excuse to open up packs. But that's pretty much what I have. Get your Guardian stuff. I still think Brute stuff is good. I watched the Brute arm pieces and head pieces. They have started to trickle upwards. We go in ebb and flow, right? Pirates now, Brutes later. Seriously, there'll be some Savage Lands fleshing out with a ton of things. Reinhardt is bad.
I actually
really
think
bad.
KO is quite good in this meta, so if you enjoy Brute, good time to buy in.
Seriously.
The last class to not get supported is Brute.
Yeah. So that's probably a good bet. It's going to be.
It's on the radar.
Soon.
Yeah, like it's just one. Guys, the 16
and
it's
Guardian,
free real
but-
estate, and we all know it's
We know that
coming.
there's a Guardian set coming.
Yeah.
So that's
But both of those things, guys, right now, Guardian, Brute, buy them. Betsy stuff's still pretty low. Star Structure's still pretty low. Looks like people are on the gold main estates. I would think Golden Suns are probably there as well, but really just depends. Your cripplings, things like that, Terrace Unders.
Sorry, that was the other thing I did this week. I forgot about that. I had to travel some more, and I did some Talishar with Valda, playing with the new Heave 2 cards, and they are better than I thought they were.
I think the math is really good on them. I'm pretty excited. I'm excited for all this Guardian stuff.
Yeah, you just like pump out 4-card 16s.
I want to play when the new cards come out, Guardian, because the idea. So I've always played decks, and this could be could kind of segue into the meta as well. Don't forget the 16th. Seriously, it's credit free real estate. Buy the cards on that day, and use the affiliate link because I'm telling you about this free money. So give us free money too. But I play decks that don't care about pitch deck because I play Singing Stillblade and I play Knock the Death Whistle. So like I do what's called threat density, right? So I pitch my threat density and then I just move on with my life because I'm going to shuffle anyway. But Guardian, you actually get to pitch stack, and so it's always. I tried it when I play Florian. I'm not super duper good at it. Like sometimes, you
could play the card that lets you search an aura.
Imposing Visage.
Yeah.
Okay. You can. But you know what I'm getting at. Traditional. I want to play that type of value exchange. I want to try it at least once. So I think it'll be a good time. I don't know if I want to play Victor though. It'll probably be Jarl.
I just like activating tectonic plating. That makes me feel alive.
Okay. So,
but anyways,
random question: Is Valda legal since their promos?
She will be legal on June 6th.
June 6th. Okay.
And if you distinctly notice, I think that is the Thursday before.
That's right
the
before
Friday
Nats. So Valda is legal for Nats.
She'll
Valda
be
is legal for Nats.
Mm-hmm. There will definitely be Valdas running around.
Very interesting.
May or may not have been the reason why I was working on that.
That's really interesting. So, yeah, you need to be prepared for 4 new heroes at least to enter the meta because there's always a chance of them putting a hero in the Majestic slot.
And
I mean, they've talked about it, but
I think Valda desperately wants her new cards that come with the Mastery Pack, but she is much better than I expected out of the box.
So what new cards are legal by then?
It'll be all of High Seas and it'll be all the promos. So the Batter to a Pulp, the Promised Terrain, or whatever that card is called, the Terrain of something or whatever.
Yeah, Promised Terrain is. I've got them both right here. They're both pretty good.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Batter to a Pulp just being a 6 for. Yeah, it's a 6 for 10 just with extra text that like blows if it crushes, blow up a piece of equipment that doesn't have any block on it. So like I don't know, Kano Stormstriders.
Yeah, Kano Stormstriders is a big one. Another really big one is Gravy Bones is Watch.
Oh yeah, you can kill the compass.
No, Snappies have a 0 block.
Mm-hmm. So you can blow them up.
Yeah.
There's like it's funny because now we have equipment that wants to be zero block, and now we have stuff that wants to blow up zero blocks. So it's kind of funny.
So
Anyway, so that card's good.
Promising Terrain seems really strong. It's a 0 cost 3 block blue that says go again. If you would create one or more seismic surge tokens, instead create that many +1 at the beginning of your action phase. Destroy this. Then, if you control 3 or more seismic surge tokens, draw a card and gain 1 life. That seems kind of insane.
So if you complete the quest, it just replaces itself.
+1 life.
And it gains life. Yeah.
It doesn't seem hard to complete the quest.
Well, okay, so it does several things, right? It could get you 1 to 2 points of value off of making seismic surges.
Mm-hmm.
Then it replaces itself, so it's card neutral, and you gain a life. Mm-hmm. So it's coming out 3 points card neutral. That seems very strong, and at its low end, it's a blue block 3.
Mm-hmm. So the nice thing that I've found about it that's kind of sneaky good is you play it and then you heave into a thunderquake, so it makes the 4, and because of that, the next turn you get to start rolling the seismic surges, which is something that Valda really wants to do. So it's a good startup engine piece. But anyways, how did people earn their Valdas this week? Is I guess the question.
No, that's a great segue. So Florian is a lot less dominant than I thought he was going to be. He is dominant. He picked up 24 wins over the weekend.
It dropped.
Kind of. I think it's because Aurora was there and he was the next best deck by a lot. But with Aurora gone, other decks have more space. So, because second was new with 15. Then surprisingly, Azalea was third with 11. You would think that, but Azalea's decent into Aurora, right? Why did she improve so much? Dreadboard or
I didn't think
Azalea maybe?
I didn't think Azalea was that great into Aurora because sometimes the arrows mattered, sometimes they didn't. Because Red in the Ledger, and then you're all right, cool, here's all my instants. Or just play Face Purgatory, and then you just kind of get to win because you get the free turn. And then also you could just run Warmongers in that deck super freely.
Oh.
Insanely freely.
Yeah, Warmongers is really good.
I feel if the Azalea is running hot, they get the Aurora. I mean, they probably speak pretty well.
If the Azalea is running hot, I'm going to put that off to the side because if the Azalea runs hot, it beats everything.
Well, yeah, but Aurora leaves. I think more Azaleas just get.
Yes.
But the Azaleas aren't playing via Aurora; they're playing Florians, stack Florians and other things that they want to play. So I feel like we all knew Florian was going to stay in popularity, and I feel like there's Azaleas there that are hounding on inexperienced players that are just losing to Dreadbore. And then I mean, the Assassin matchup has to be pretty 50-50 between Marionette and Azalea, right? I mean, you don't necessarily care about Red Ledger because of attack reactions, but I'm sure it hurts. I mean, things like Battering Bolt.
It depends. It's like when you do your knock the death whistle and you go, should I get a Red Ledger or a Battering Bolt? You have to make that guess. Right. And I definitely played against one of our locals, Evan, once, and he guessed Red Ledger once, and it was wrong. And I just blew him up with attack reactions. And then he guessed Battering Bolt once, and then he was wrong, and I just blew him up with 2 attacks.
With 2 attacks, yeah.
Yeah. But she's just really strong in general at this point. She's always been that deck where everyone's
oh, yeah.
I don't know. I can't explain why she went out of favor, but she did. And then she's just really, really good right now. I'm a big fan of her. And if you look at it, she's the only deck in the top 7, 8-ish that cares about Warmongers. So it's not a good time to be playing that card.
That's true. Our 4th is Kano and tied with Prism in 5th. So 4th, 5th is Kano Prism, which is funny seeing them next to each other when Kano really hates Prism. And then next is Marionette with 7 wins, and then surprisingly after that is Dash IE with 6 wins.
Slapdash. And I bet that's one of the decks that has super low representation and then just clears.
She is so
that deck
close.
Is strong.
She's at 967 points now. We only have one more weekend left, and if it's anything like the first weekend, there's probably less scheduled for the very last weekend. She probably will not go unless there's a very concerted effort from the whole community to try to send her off. but
Which would be cool. Not gonna happen.
Is
No.
Dash particularly good into like Stack Florian,
Yes.
or
Yes.
like I'm assuming that value train
Yes.
is so hard to stop that you are just.
It's one of his worst matchups.
you just run Dissipation Shield and you get like 6 to 9 turns of like you can't kill me, and she just gun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you just
figured
do
as much,
15
'cause you get
damage
so
a
much
turn
time.
while being shields up for 6 turns.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
so
too much.
there's a very real chance we're gonna lose another 2 heroes to LL in national season then. New and Dash IE 3.
Three,
Okay.
because Azalea is really
Azalea.
close as well.
Yep,
Yeah, she's at
Azalea's at
919.
919, News at 900. Like,
And Azalea does pick them up in waves, and could probably surprise at a tournament. I mean, Azalea, any given day, can take a tournament.
it's gonna be so wild.
Also-
Like more than like Azalea going away, it's just crazy to imagine a weapon as like iconic to Flesh and Blood as Death Dealer going away.
I can't. Sorry, I'm Ranger's greatest hater, and I cannot wait for Death Dealer to go away.
We've mentioned this a long time ago. I think Death Dealer would have been more on everybody's radar of, wow, that's crazy powerful, had Voltaire not been just absurd. Because like Azalea starts to get that
They've had
rise,
two of
and
the
they're
best
like,
5
wait a
weapons ever
minute,
printed.
like Death Dealer's cracked, and I think Death Dealer is one of the best weapons. When you play Death Dealer versus Dreadbore, you just like, this sucks. Like being able to draw that card is insane. It's just
I
insane.
have to spend 1 resource
Depends.
for 1 point of damage. This sucks. Versus, wait, I get a whole extra card.
I get a
Oh,
whole
no.
extra card.
Sometimes when you shoot a bolt and shot that they can't use defense reactions against, you just
we
No,
get,
yes, we know.
Yes, we know. But Death Dealer is crazy. To see Death Dealer go, and then we'll be without a Ranger. Oh no, never mind. That's right.
You got Marlin.
Riptide
That's right.
Marlin.
We're coming.
Okay,
yes.
so
I just
does
blew over
Azalea
that.
just drop off once Marlin comes in and everybody just starts playing Marlin with Death Dealer? Is that what's gonna happen?
Okay.
Red in the Ledger is a really strong card.
I think Azalea is
True,
going
but
to
so-
get to Living Legend.
Oh, it's inevitable. Her toolkit is just too good. The amount of damage that deck can whip out, and it runs Codex, and it has Dominate, and on hits and Disruption. No, it has everything it needs. It just is a very weird deck that most of the time doesn't really want to block.
It's funny, we were asking ourselves, what's the aggro deck going to be? And I was hyping up Phi, and he did not do well. I forgot about Azalea. Hands up, that's on me. She's very clearly the aggro deck of right now. And she just has the tools, right? Dominate gets over these dirtly things. Dreadbore gets over dirtle stuff as well. And then if you're in the aggro mirror, do you really want to sit down across from an Azalea? No, you don't ever want to sit down across from an Azalea as an aggro deck. Like,
Well,
that's just not fun.
there's another premier
Syndra?
aggro
The
deck
Syndra?
out there.
Oh, are you counting Prism?
No, I'm counting Syndra. Syndra's at 5.
Syndra does not want to sit down across Azalea. Ugh.
Remorseless sounds
Just in
like my
general,
worst
in
nightmare.
terms of premier aggro decks that are out there, not
yeah.
necessarily versus Azalea. Just
So,
saying there's other
yeah.
options. I think that Syndra is on people's radar for
Clearly.
potential sort of.
And if you're not in the loop on it, the Syndra deck that's doing well is the Mask of the Pouncing Lynx mono, no momentum at all. And it is, we're just going to do 31 turn, we're going to do some flicks and some hard to prevent damage along the way, and hopefully that kills you. It's this one guy who's been putting the deck together. He's been working on it for a while. And
I want to see that list. I'm interested in still playing Syndra. I like her.
I think I've sent it to you, but I'll tag you again with it.
Okay.
But yeah, so I don't know, it's an interesting deck. I think it's getting points by people still trying to block it like it's a momentum deck and it's a Lynx deck. And obviously those are two very different blocking equations.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. I don't believe in Syndra. Not while there's an aggro deck with real on hits moving around right now. Because if you're doing Poison Blade, Blood Run Steep stuff, you're not happy anytime you see a Frailty token, which you're going to get in Plethora versus Azalea.
Dude, I feel so favored as Mario into Syndra too.
Yeah, exactly. There's just some decks that there's certain decks that just absolutely eat your lunch money as Syndra. But I don't know. I think the top 5 decks, we got it right this time. I think Florian, New, Azalea, Kano, and Prism are your top 5. And Mario is if you want to expand it to top 6, I think that's fair. and then you have a cutoff after that.
I think I'm super excited for May 19th.
I am too. Free. I just want to see what goes on. I think it's going to be wild. I think it's going to be wild, and it's either going to be really tame and everybody's going to be like, wait a minute, what? Or it's going to be absolutely just insane, and it's just going to be like Command and Conquer.
They're going to ban Scepter. They're going to ban Three Oak. They're going to unban High Octane and restrict it to 1. They're going to...
they're gonna unban. I've heard unban Plunder Run like 7 times.
No, please don't.
Like,
dude,
yeah.
I thought that card was okay. Like, it was fine. And then I played Living Legend, and every time that card was played against me, I'm just like, oh god, this card is broken. Same thing with Belittle. Every time Belittle gets played against you, you're just like, oh, this card is just so insane.
Belittle, freedom.
Unban Belittle.
I want them to unban Art of War so badly, but there's just too many decks that's just toxic in.
Yeah, they'll never unban Art of War.
It's such a well-designed card, but Anthem effects, it should have been like, Art of War should have said like the next 3 attacks you play this turn get +1 or something.
They tried that with one of those Draconic cards, and it sees exactly 0 play, doesn't it?
It gets played a little bit.
Yeah. What, Uprising or Rake the Coals?
Some of the Draconic Anthem effects get a little bit of play.
Does Fi Ancestral Harmony or no? Can't really touch into that because it doesn't play a lot of combo cards.
Nah, Ancestral Harmony
he has better things to be doing.
Is like very much a Katsu thing.
Yeah. Which might be making a return. Oh, I forgot to add that to the speculations. If you think Katsu's coming back with
Bonds of Ancestry Red might get unbanned. Bonds of Ancestry Red and Yellow might get unbanned. I don't think they should ever unban Blue.
Yeah, they do. They just ban Mask of the Past.
Yeah, you shouldn't be able to fetch 2 cards with Mopple.
They'll ban Mopple. And then bring Blue Bonds back, I think is the better way.
Mopple's not worth banning. Crazy. That helmet's not that great. It's fine.
It's so funny hearing you say that, because I remember when Lynx was printed, we all looked at it and we're like, this is the strongest piece of equipment in the game right now, period, full stop. And at the time it was correct, but now it's like, it's so outdated. And it's just really funny to hear that sometimes.
You have to hit, and you have to make an evaluation like early, because if you wait too late, your opponent just knows and blocks and doesn't let you get the hit. And then it doesn't block. If you block with Mopple, you probably lost. Mm-hmm. So rare. It's like the only matchup you ever block with Mopple and maybe win is Prism.
Yeah. But I don't know. A couple decks that I'm not surprised that I've been hearing a lot of buzz about not do well is Jarl and Verdance. Like, I know the decks keep getting hyped up by people as like problematic. Like, if you talk to the Runaways group, they have Jarl as like a top 4 deck. If you talk to some of the Arsenal Pass guys, they have Verdance as like one of the top 3 in a triangle.
I mean,
I'm not surprised. Like, those decks are, 1, they're hard, and 2, they target a very specific meta. And if you're going to a ProQuest, you're going to see everything.
Yeah, the ProQuest metas have been weird. They're not like Nats meta. They're not like Pro Tour meta.
And even Nats, I think Nats is going to have a super wide open meta as well. Outside of, like, we know Florian's good and we know Nu's good. So we'll see a lot of those 2 decks.
These numbers aren't bad. I mean, in terms of representation for being spread out. I mean, like 24 is not the same as, like the 44 or 45 from Aurora, right? So things have kind of dispersed. And so Jarl, like most Guardian decks, are gatekeepers to certain decks that will attack those higher metas. I mean, Azalea, I don't want to really play against Jarl. I don't think it's the worst matchup, but it sucks. Like, it feels awful to play under CLF.
I'm going to let you know that no one likes Frostfang Pummel.
Like,
everyone hates that.
I like Frostfang Pummel because I'll do Frostfang Pummeling.
So Jarl has that play. So Azalea might be doing better, but there's probably Azaleas that run into Jarls and the Jarls that run into things that they don't want to see. So the meta kind of topples each other.
What do you actually hate as Jarl? I guess you hate Kano. Yep.
I was about to talk about Kano in a second.
Yeah.
I think that's the So people have been like dooming and cringing on how bad this format is and how terrible it is and blah, blah, blah. And I think the canary in the coal mine is Kano being a top 5 deck. Like anytime that he is that well positioned in a format, it's spooky to me. As someone who loves Kano, like it is a high volatility. Like to me, it's a high volatility deck, and even the volatile deck is still finishing what 5th best in the format, or 4th best, depending on how you want to look at it.
Kano feels more fair than he did with Tomes.
I disagree. It's weird. Maybe because I'm like the one playing Kano, and it's like when you sit down with a spreadsheet with Kano, because previously your spreadsheet for Kano was like, all right, Wildfire's worth 5 and blah, 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 blah. Right? But now Wildfire, depending on how many spells you have, is somewhere between 7 and what was the top end we got to was 15 for each point on Wildfire. So it's like,
so my thing with Kano now is that like they don't run like Spindle because they can't.
Yeah.
And Spindle is the scariest. Like, you think Wildfire is scary? It's not. It's like Wildfire is not scary because it's like the bullet is already here, right here at your forehead. You're not dodging it. The bullet's there. But anytime Kano plays a Spindle at you, you're just like, if I let this hit for 5, am I just dead? If I AB3 this and go a blue down on my turn, am I just dead?
I agree. And trust me, like that's the version I would love to get back to because like you had real questions on both sides of the table where right now the Kano deck is just about making it as consistent as possible to explode people from like 35, 40.
I've seen, I mean, a lot of Kanos are on Telshar ladder. I sit there and play, especially like really early in the morning. And so I've done some Azalea V Kanos where I just wail, but like the damage comes in pretty big bursts. It's like they're actively every turn like nuking me down and or searching for that kill. Like it feels, you know, usually I'm so used to here comes the big turn, there's the Metacarpus pop. Like I know it's all, sometimes the Kano broke the ragamuffins, but we're not going off. We're just piling the damage. And so it's playing with my mind, you know.
Kano doesn't block in this meta. That is one thing that's fair.
True.
Like Kano barely blocks. Well, because you're running like 2 deja vu potions, 3
D-pots, 3 E-pots, 2 clarity pots. You have 11 non-blocks in the deck,
2 gems, 3 kindles.
Yeah, the non-blocks is kind of crazy.
It's 11 non-blocks, but you just block with the rest of the cards.
And then your reds.
Wildfire, block with the rest of the cards, put potions down.
Are you going to block with your reds? No,
hell yeah, brother.
Because almost all of your reds are the cards you kill people with. So you get one of your reds other than Open the Floodgates or Aetherwell. That's one of your combo cards that goes in Arsenal. And then whenever you draw a blue, you go, I can click the Kano button with this.
You bad Kano players.
No, that's not true. All the Kanos do it, and sometimes they win, sometimes they lose. It's just flesh and blood.
Okay, if they monkey flip like that, yes, they should lose games, and that makes the deck very volatile, more so than I already want it to be. But like, if they're properly knowing when to block and set up a potion versus press the button and go, I think that's the sign of a good Kano player. And there's a grand total of like 7 of them in the world, so that's not really a real conversation.
Every time you don't activate Kano, you didn't flip a Wildfire.
True. You do miss 100% of the shots you don't take. That is correct. So,
okay.
I don't know.
You got to blind Kano just like you blind Azalea. You have to. You did.
No, that's a will on top. I know better.
All right. So I think we spent a little bit of last episode talking about the ban list that's going to get updated, but do we have anything else to talk about? Because I wanted to wrap up with our one thing we think is going to get banned or unbanned.
There were quite a few questions on the last pod that we could kind of touch on, or comments.
I'll hit it. Yeah.
Let me go pull those up really quick. I notice it a lot because I'm putting the shorts up.
While he's pulling that up, we could do go around the circle. One card we want banned or unbanned.
Okay. I like that.
I can tell you what I don't want banned, and that's Rootbound Carapace. Please don't ban that card.
Agreed.
Okay.
I think everybody knows that Scepter of Pain should go, so I'm just going to put that as like that's the free space on the bingo card, so we're not going to talk about that one.
Okay.
What do I actually want gone? I don't. You know what? Yeah, we'll just talk about it. I want Open the Floodgates gone.
You know what's funny is I was talking to my Kano opponent from top 8 from the PQ, and he said the same thing.
It's problematic. It's as card drawy as the books in a different way, but it's still problematic. It really is.
The difference is the
gateway
books.
To it.
The books are +3 resources, right? If you draw blue off the top, where Open the Floodgates is +1 resource if you draw blue off the top. The difference between the two is I had a spell do damage, so essentially I did like 2 to 5 damage plus gained a resource, which in a multiplicative deck like with a deck with a multiplicative effect like Blazing Aether, that 5 damage is actually a bigger deal. So I don't like it, and it means that we as Kano players would have to go back to a more tempo-y game plan, playing like Spindles and Spidings, or like there's a mono Waning Moon deck floating around right now that's really cool. And like those decks are cool to me. Like that's when Kano is cool, not this like flip 7 spell Kano deck. I don't enjoy that. So that's mine.
I want to ban Remembrance.
Yes. Okay, I'm in.
I want that card gone. I don't think it's problematic now, but it's always like on the edge of being just a total like disaster of a card.
I mean,
It's Drone of Brutality. To me, it's
worse.
Well,
Drone of Brutality kind of sucks in its way.
But what I'm saying is it has that same sort of feeling of breaking the game's like design, where you're going to recur things more than you're intended to create like a more fatiguey game, the same way that Drone of Brutalities work. Like I agree. I those are both great bands.
yes.
Every time I want to put Remembrance in my deck, I'm like, I hate this.
Oh, I know.
So,
And
Donnie, you were around for the old Dromai days, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you remember what the tech for the mirror was?
Dromai v Dromai?
Yeah, and Dromai v Oldhim. Do you remember what the best card in the mirror, or in like both of those matchups, was on both sides of the table? Yeah, it was Remembrance. And so the Dromai mirror came down to whoever played the most Remembrances. So if you both handshook into one, so like how Ranger player, like Azalea players, you handshake out of Red in the Ledger. You would handshake out of Remembrance. Full stop. Because I remember like 2 players that were going to redact their names for this conversation, trying to decide who makes it into the top 8 of a Pro Tour. Or they were like playing in like day 2 of Pro Tour. Handshook out of Remembrance in Swiss. And they are like in the runnings for top 8. And that's like insane for me. So yeah, please get that card out of here.
What about you, Donnie?
Yeah.
Ban or unban?
I
could
don't know that I have a preference, but I expect Blue CYB will come back with High Seas coming out and all the graveyard interactions coming.
There's a lot of people who expect CYB to get completely permanently banned.
I don't think so.
I don't buy it either, but I don't know if Blue's going to come back yet. Okay.
obviously,
I'd like to see Bonds of Ancestry come back. Just the red.
Yeah.
Free Bonds.
Yeah. Give free Katsu. Katsu did nothing wrong.
All right, Noah, what are you doing?
So this is easy. It's unbanned Dustblade, obviously. No,
Naturally.
it's
Okay,
it's not.
some points with
It's not. It's not. I just want him. I want him to be happy and ultimately win. No, ban Warmongers. So I think most decks that it hates are already out.
That's a hot take.
Just ban it.
Spicy one. Okay.
Ban it. There's no Viscerai right now. Don't hamper Vincent. They can design it a little bit better. Azalea have ways to interact with her without doing it. You don't have to Warmongers the mechs. It's okay. Just let people go back action happy and make sure that Runeblade doesn't ever do anything wild. But get Warmongers out of here. It's a terrible card in a set that nobody's going to open, and it's $70 million. Get it out. It's a blue block 3. It should have been a block 2. Boom. Out of here. Warmongers.
Never going to happen.
It is going to get banned.
No, they have proven
you're
again and again and again that they cannot balance Runeblades.
Next
you have
week-
to have Warmongers in the game.
Next week, banned. You'll see it.
I think Warmongers is one of the most balanced cards they've ever printed.
Absolutely.
Guess what? Ban it.
Perfectly fair and balanced, just like
Because they're
Codex.
gonna break a whole bunch of the other parts of the game, so ban that
But
to
you're
fix
right.
it.
You're right.
Boom.
If they are going to unban Dustblade, they might as well ban Warmonger's Diplomacy. I agree there. It's a couple's pair.
Look, just ban Warmongers. The
Now
game
I'm
will be
thinking,
fine without it.
How do
I promise.
make a Duskblade Florian?
How would you make it in 2 seconds?
I don't know. The only thing I use Duskblade for in Living Legend is popping Aurora Prism or Prism auras. That's it.
Trust me, we'll figure it out fast. I have absolute faith in us. I will make a Dustblade deck. I'll shake a lot of hands when I say good game.
Wait, hold on. Trot Along, pretty good. Mm-hmm. So Trot Along, and then the Earth card that gets +4, because that's 2, right? So Trot Along, and then that card, and then Swing Duskblade.
Harvest Seasons. Yep.
Or let's see.
Yeah, that doesn't need to come back.
Strong
Channel Mount Heroic.
Strong Yield into Rune Rager Swarm or anything equivalent. Duskblade.
Earthlore Surge into Go Again Attack. Dustblade.
Ooh. That's
Okay,
a good
so why
one.
don't we just forget
unban Dustblade.
Why don't we just unban Rosetta Thorn? That would be fun.
No.
Look,
No, that goes over
Oh,
there.
that's
a lore thing.
That's as hot a take as that's as hot a take as
That's a lore
banning
thing.
Warmonger's Diplomacy.
they are
Oh,
going
God.
to ban Warmonger. I'm telling you, you'll see it next week.
Not
Dude,
gonna happen,
what
bro.
is-
Dude,
What was on the YouTube?
There-
What was on the YouTube?
there's-
Oh, okay,
Let's go to the
okay.
comments.
Yeah, I'm just gonna read it through them. There was not really a lot of questions, but there's 10 comments. One guy likes to comment apparently while they're watching. So, something about yeeting Verdi deck into the river if they ban Rootbound.
Yep.
I agree. That would feel awful.
Yep, they'll do it.
Jarl can do 6 fellings. Technically, you probably can recur felling. Yeah, I mean, and especially
Yeah,
if they
there
codex
is
too.
there's technically enough Earth count in the deck to where you can play 6 fellings and get them off, but
That's pretty crazy.
That's with Remembrance?
pretty low. No, because the 3 Autumn's Touches, 3 Fruits essentially fuel the rest of your decomposes that you need, and the 3 Crumbles. So you have like 9 non-felling cards to decompose for 6.
And then this is the same person, but 3 different comments in a row. So the commonality is between all rune blades is split damage. The base mechanic is just always going to be OP in quotations in comparison to other classes. In a game with limited resources per turn cycle and limited cards, the split mechanic will always make Runeblade OP. Runeblade is the best class as a whole, I assume, in Fab by a wide margin.
Okay, so
is
this
what he
had
said.
to be in response to Justin's rant last
Yes,
week.
it
And
was.
I know,
Yeah, I had a
I
lot
know
of
who made
thoughts.
those comments. That was Dylan from TCG Talk, also
Yeah.
a fantastic creator. If you aren't familiar with his stuff, shout out to TCG Talk. Go check him out. Go subscribe to him. He's awesome. Love his
That
content.
is who it is. It also agreed we can't ban Codex. It's just pushing those classes to marquee classes to be able. And to your point, Thomas, he says it's way less egregious than it in the current assassin meta. And then to my point, they should do a full reprint of Equips and Majestics. They need another supplemental reprint set. They need another history pack. They need to do something. I think they know about it. They just have to figure out a way to do it. I think whiteboard is the easiest way. I'll stand by that because it fixes the where's my rest of my whiteboarder cards problem, and it also creates cheap non-foil. Just do it. Just
They've got the
make a
mastery
history
pack.
pack too.
They've got the mastery pack
Oh,
stuff
they-
too. They could do
that.
release class mastery packs to
Sure.
reintroduce some of these cards too.
It's kind of the same thing. But thank you guys for the comments. So seriously, ask questions, comments, whatever. We should do this more often.
Would love to.
Other than that, that's it.
Runeblades
That's-
did nothing wrong.
Oh, you forgot about Sean
Oh, that's-
Baker's shout out to the truck.
Yeah, the truck's the best.
Okay. So
Uh,
I think next week's going to be super exciting. I'm sure we're going to be ranting and raving because we will be on dead center of spoilers and the
we're getting
ban and restricted list. Yeah, there's a very pirate themed the card guys spoiler that'll be out by that time.
Okay, so we'll talk about this off air, but we may need to double dip because there's a lot going on in that time period.
Yes. There might be stuff coming out as we're recording on that day.
Do we want sit down 5 o'clock on Monday, because that's when we're probably going to get the ban list, and just like live react to just like the two of us who are going to Nats freaking out.
I would love to,
About what
but I
we're having
would
to deal
probably
with.
still be on the road. Or
Well, I'll be
Okay.
teaching class until
I'll just be
8 like
recording my
usual.
Oh, I could
response.
do it. I could come in here and scream, and we can
I'll
record
just
it.
I'll be in a room by myself, just like seeing my inner demons.
Okay. In the comment section, I would like to know how you guys, the listeners, how you guys felt about the way we did the market minute when we had the interview with Andrew. If you guys liked it being separated like that, because we've been talking about trying to do more with the market minute, like separating it maybe, and trying to like piece it out as a separate piece of content on the channel. If you guys are interested in something like that, definitely let us know in the comment section. Maybe that's something we could visit next week as well, is separating the market
Oh, I
minute
know
and
it.
just saving that time slot and just focusing entirely on, you know, all the news that's going to be coming out next week.
I'm down either way because the market's probably going to be wild. So like if the it's going to react simultaneously with the ban list, so we could do it. It'll be fun. I get to make another Robin Stacksville comment again because I'm just going to throw us right into TCG player. Just like I love Stacksville. I mean, I watch the cards all the time. I mean, come on, we all speculate. We're all watching the market. Let's be real here. We're all waiting for that free store credit and those affiliate links that we're going to use.
I'm just gonna get my one case and hope that my 4 gold packs are gas.
It's crazy. It's one per
getting
display.
my one case and drafting, and that's it. That's all I want to do with them. Is I just want to open the cards with 7 other people at the table, and have someone say draft. Place the cards to your left. That's all I want.
Have fun with that. I've realized the draft is not for me. It's just not my form.
I think the new set would be fun to draft. So I definitely will dedicate some boxes to the cause and have a little draft off. It'd be fun. But next week's gonna be loaded. We can split it. I don't mind either way. Sound off in the comments. I'll be opening up packs. We're doing Dynasty. If you want to see anything specific, just let me know. I'll try my best.
Man, I wouldn't even be surprised if because this is like the worst spoiler season we've ever had because it's literally just been non-existent. So I'm not gonna be surprised if like we record on Monday and then it comes around to Friday and we're like, should we record something for the weekend?
Because there's just so much that has come out. Yeah, we'll play it by ear. I think we could do a live react. Maybe everybody's just gonna be screaming about the ban list. It'll be incoherent. We'll figure it out. Let's play it by ear. Let's have a little fun with it. But we'll definitely segue it and segment it the best way we can. But before we wrap up, does anybody have anything else?
Nope.
Any type of things that we didn't do? I think we did everything we needed to. Go win your PQs last week. Represent your hero.
Play new for the last one.
I'll either be there in spirit, or if some magic event happens that I can get a spot, I'll sling some arrows. But
yeah, you might be taking mine, but if I go, I'm probably playing Acilio.
I mean,
we'll see how that goes.
There's probably other people that have known way before by Sunday that it's been sold out that have been clamoring. I know you have to give it to Travis. I know he's out of it, right? I think he didn't make it in.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
But like, let's be real. I mean that he needs to get that spot. But yeah, go out and win your pro quests, and then let's just go around the table. Justin, where can everybody find you?
J_EVS5 on X and Jevs05 everywhere else.
Thomas?
What the System Fab on Twitter. What the System everywhere else that you care to look.
Donnie.
I am Draco Hominus 87 everywhere social media is sold. Have no other shoutouts anymore because I am no longer employed as a writer for Flesh and Blood content. So if you know somebody that is looking for I think I'm funny, sort of, a content creator / writer, let me know. I'm open to opportunities.
She get him. He's good at writing. I read the stuff.
Appreciate that.
At Big Max on Blue Sky, I'm pretty sure. I think there's like some weird Blue Sky thing though. I need to figure that out. And then at Big Max Fab on Twitter, at Big Max on Discord, and I'm opening packs every day, unless my sleep schedule gets absolutely borked again, and then if I wake up in time, I figure it out. But we're making up. So other than that, if nobody has anything else, thank you for joining us, everybody. We hope you enjoyed catching up with us this week. And if you did, subscribe or follow, depending on where you found us, to catch us again. Until next time, take care of yourselves and remember, we are all siblings in cardboard. And it's crazy. We talked about this card on the spec. This is Terra Sunder, and I actually don't know what it does. I'm serious. I don't, because I've never opened up ELE before. Tales of Aria. It gains Dominate, and if it hits me, I have to discard. Look at that. I read the card. It explained the card. I'm going to do the card.
We're going to have to read a lot of cards here, people. Figure them out.
Oh, yeah.
Just read the card. I'm telling you now, because we all know it's going to happen. I'll be watching you.
Players don't read.
Man, that card would be really good if I could read it.
Bye.
Later, everybody.
that looks
That was
like
good.
a mighty good card if I could read it.